The rain poured down as Nathan Cross unlocked his penthouse door at midnight, exhausted from another 16-hour workday. At 37, he built Cross Industries into a tech empire. But success had cost him everything else: his friendships, his connection to anything beyond quarterly earnings. He almost tripped over the basket. There, on his doorstep, wrapped in a pink blanket, was a sleeping baby, maybe 6 months old, with blonde curls peeking out from under a knit cap. Clutched in her tiny hand was a stuffed blue elephant, and tucked into the basket was a note on light blue paper. Nathan's heart pounded as he picked up the note. "Mr. Cross, you promised to protect us when you bought our building. You said no one would be displaced. You said families like mine would be safe. But you broke that promise. I lost my apartment. I lost my job. I have nowhere to go and no way to care for my daughter. You promised to protect us. Don't break that promise now. Her name is Sophie. Please keep her safe until I can come back for her. I'm sorry. Lily Morrison." Apt for B, Nathan's blood ran cold. He remembered that building acquisition 3 years ago. His company had bought a residential building to convert to offices. He'd assured the tenants they'd have time to relocate, that no one would be forced out. But he'd handed the project to a managerhood. Nathan's stomach turned. He'd never followed up, never checked. He'd trusted it was handled properly. He looked at the sleeping baby, Kay, then at the young woman he now noticed standing in the shadows across the street, rain soaking through her thin jacket. Even from this distance, he could see her shoulders shaking, whether from cold or crying. He couldn't tell. Nathan picked up the basket carefully and stepped back outside. "Wait," he called out. "Don't go." The woman turned to run, but Nathan's voice stopped her. "Please, I'm not calling the police. I just want to talk." The woman, Lily Morrison, he assumed, turned slowly. She looked to be in her mid-20s, with long blonde hair plastered to her face by rain, wearing clothes that had seen better days. Her eyes were red and swollen from crying. "Come inside," Nathan said. "Both of you, please." "I can't take care of her," Lily said, her voice breaking. I've tried so hard, but I'm living in my car. I lost my job because I had no childcare. I have $40 to my name. She deserves better than what I can give her right now. Then let's figure out how to give her better, but not by leaving her with a stranger. Come inside where it's warm and dry. Let's talk." Lily hesitated, then slowly crossed the street. In the warm light of Nathan's penthouse, Nathan got a better look at her. She was thin, too thin. Her clothes were clean but worn, and the way she looked at the baby showed pure, desperate love. Nathan handed Sophie to Lily, who clutched her daughter and started crying in earnest. "I'm so sorry, baby. Mama loves you so much. I'm so sorry." Nathan's throat tightened. "Tell me what happened. Start from the beginning." Over the next hour, Lily explained. She'd lived in the building Nathan's company bought. She was a single mother working as a receptionist, barely making ends meet, but managing. Then the eviction notices came: 30 days to vacate. No assistance offered, no relocation help, despite Nathan's supposed promises. "Your manager told us the building was being demolished," Lily said bitterly. "That there was nothing you could do. That you'd tried to help, but the city wouldn't allow it." "We believed him." "It's a lie," Nathan said, pulling out his phone. "The building was converted to offices. It wasn't demolished, and I specifically allocated funds for relocation assistance." What happened to that money? As Nathan made calls, despite the late hour, a picture emerged. His project manager had pocketed the relocation funds and misrepresented the project to the tenants to cover his tracks. 12 families had been displaced, all told the same lies. "This is my fault," Nathan said after hanging up with his lawyer. "I should have overseen the project personally. I should have checked on every family. I made a promise, and I didn't keep it." "You didn't know?" Lily said quietly. "That's not an excuse. I'm responsible for what my company does in my name." Nathan looked at Lily and Sophie. You said in your note, I promised to protect you. I'm going to keep that promise now. Here's what's going to happen. You and Sophie are staying here tonight, where it's warm and safe. Tomorrow, I'm getting you set up in one of my properties, a real apartment, not temporary housing. I'm hiring you for my company at a salary that will let you afford childcare and build savings. And I'm tracking down every family that was displaced and making this right. Lily stared at him. Why would you do all that? Because you were brave enough to hold me accountable. Because you put your daughter on my doorstep and trusted that somewhere under the CEO was a human being who'd remember his promises. And because I'm tired of being the kind of person who makes promises and doesn't follow through. I can't accept charity. It's not charity. It's justice. It's me fixing what I broke, even if I didn't break it personally. Nathan's voice was firm. You worked as a receptionist. I need an executive assistant who understands what real people go through, who won't let me make decisions in an ivory tower. That's a real job with real value. Are you interested? Over the following weeks, Nathan kept his promises. Lily and Sophie moved into a furnished apartment. Lily started work as Nathan's assistant, and he quickly realized she was invaluable. She understood people, systems, and the real-world impact of corporate decisions in ways his MBA holding staff never could. He also tracked down all 12 families from the building. He fired the project manager and recovered some of the stolen funds. He offered compensation, housing assistance, and jobs to those who wanted them. 6 months later, Nathan stood in front of his board of directors presenting a new company initiative, a division dedicated to ethical development that put community needs first. 6 months ago, Nathan said, someone left a baby on my doorstep with a note that said I'd promised to protect them. That night changed my life. It reminded me that promises matter, that the people affected by our decisions aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're real humans with real lives. I'm proposing we make community protection and ethical development core values of this company, not afterthoughts. The board approved the initiative unanimously. After the meeting, Lily appeared in Nathan's office doorway with Sophie on her hip. Mr. Cross, there's someone here to see you. Who? Mrs. Chen from the building. She brought soup to say thank you for helping her son get into the job training program. Nathan smiled. Send her in. And Lily. It's Nathan. Stop calling me Mr. Cross. Old habits. Lily smiled back. Nathan, can I say something? Of course. That night when I left Sophie on your doorstep, I was at my lowest point. I thought I'd failed as a mother, that I had no other choice. But you showed me that asking for help isn't failure, courage. And you showed Sophie and me that some people actually do keep their promises. You taught me to keep them, to follow through, to remember that real people are affected by my decisions. We're a good team. We are. It's 2 years after that rainy night. Nathan looked across his office at Lily, who was now his director of community relations, spearheading projects that put people first. Sophie, now 3, played in the corner with building blocks, occasionally bringing her creations to show Uncle Nathan. You know, Nathan said, that night you left Sophie on my doorstep. You were testing me, seeing if I'd keep my promise. I was desperate, Lily corrected. But yes, I was also testing you. I needed to know if the man who made those promises still existed under all the corporate success. Did I pass? You did more than pass. You changed. We all did. Nathan looked at the photo on his desk, the 12 families from the building, all together at a community celebration his company had funded. That note you left said don't break it. The promise you meant, and you didn't. You kept it. You keep it every day. Sometimes the most important promises are the ones we don't remember making. Sometimes it takes a desperate act to remind us of our responsibilities. Sometimes a baby on a doorstep is a test of character. And sometimes it's keeping a promise you broke leads to becoming the person you always should have been. If this story touched your heart, Please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about accountability, second chances, and keeping promises. Leave a comment about someone who held you accountable and changed your life. Your stories inspire us all.